Actually, I heard Kevin on the radio. He used to work for a ministry, a counseling ministry, and I heard him on the radio. And also I was familiar with his dad, Reverend Bill Brown, who actually started the ministry. Number one, I manage the finances. Number two, I help to coordinate the M-School project, which is a micro school. It's a program where we have the kids come and do a computerized math program. The program is designed that it assesses where they're at, and it provides games and curriculum to help remediate them and to bring them to the grade level where they're presently at. The most important thing for me is actually mentoring the youth, particularly the African American males. Of course, we minister in the Holly Grove community, and there's a significant drug and crime problem, and one of the reasons, one of the large factors is the absence of male figures in the community, and that's my role as a mentor, is to kind of fulfill that role as a father figure to some of the African American males in the community. Well, I mentioned the M-School program. That's the newest and latest innovation that we're dealing with, that we're really excited about, because we have been doing after-school tutoring in the past. The problem is that we had a whole host of kids and we only had a few actual tutors, and so our efforts were pretty diluted. But whereas with M-School, because most of the teaching is done by the computer program, as a result, we're able to be more efficient and actually to be involved in character development, encouraging kids, and when they start areas where there's shortcomings and they have questions, we're able to be more in tune to the needs of the kids. Well, we demonstrate the gospel, not necessarily by quote-unquote witnessing. When we actually live out the gospel, I mean, that's what compels people. It's the love of Christ that draws people to Him. And just telling people, I mean, it just has a very minimal effect. It's my experience, but when you actually love people and you demonstrate them, they can see the love of Christ working in your life and ministering to them. Also, when they can see the giftedness that Christ is doing in our particular lives, and how God is using that giftedness to benefit the children that we minister to. Number one, prayer. Number two, we're in dire need of volunteers because we're very short-staffed. And it's a great opportunity because I think most people who do volunteer, they find that they're more benefited than the actual kids when they actually see our young people coming after school. With the M-School project, they spend an hour and a half after school doing math. After school, an hour and a half doing math. And we literally have to run them home. And not only that, they do it Monday through Thursday. And some of the kids actually go home and work on the programs on the weekend. So there's a competition that's going between the kids who can do the most. Of course, we know prayer is the key. I mean, it's what opens the heart of God. God loves to hear from us. Number two, we do need financial support. We minister in an area that has very limited resources. So from a financial standpoint, it's always a challenge to raise money. So financial contributions are definitely needed and appreciated. Not only do I do it because God has called me to do it, it's because I have a passion to do it. I grew up, we minister in Holly Grove. I grew up in Holly Grove. Most of the guys I grew up with are either dead, on drugs, in jail. God has planted me in this area to be an example to African American males. Many of the examples that they see are guys who are standing on the corner, you know, sometimes 12, 18 hours a day, just to see a person going to work every day and also have a commitment to Jesus Christ as an example to the kids. And so that's my passion. It's a passion that God has placed in my heart and in my life, which I'm very grateful for.